Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version on our YouTube channel, so you can check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm being joined by my sister Vetta.
Hello.
And this month we are doing Christmas movies because it is the season. And Merry Christmas, everybody! Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck that shit is.
Whatever
And
you
on
celebrate, we're here for it.
exactly. And on this episode, we are going to be talking about the movie Christmas Mail. Vetta, before we get started, I want to ask you the most important question: what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Monaco because I don't have a good reason other than it's delicious.
That's the only reason you need, sweet pea. It gets delicious and it gets you drunk. It doesn't even
That's
need
for
to.
sure.
It doesn't even need to be delicious. I would drink, donkey piss if it got me drunk.
I'm gonna be honest. You're a wine connoisseur. You love the wine. I don't. But will that stop me from going to a wine tasting?
No,
No.
no,
You
of
want to know
course not.
why? It's free.
Yeah, and it gets you drunk. I'm like, yeah, give it to me, baby. I am
and I'll
drinking.
smile at that little wine person and be like, oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, I can really.
It's free.
Yeah, you're right. I can really taste the 10 cents. Anyways, so so I am drinking hot chocolate, but it's got rum chata in it.
I do love rum chata.
Oh my god, I love rum chata. It's so good.
It's like cinnamon toast crunch with alcohol.
Oh, and this is like chocolate cinnamon toast
I
crunch.
always say I'm gonna make a bowl of cinnamon toast crunch and pour rum
chata in it. You should just, if you're hungover tomorrow, just do it.
No. I'm gonna save it for one of our episodes, maybe our New Year's Eve episode. I'm gonna just be sitting here with a bowl. I'm like, what are you drinking today? I'm not drinking anything. I mean, rum chata and cinnamon toast crunch.
That's funny. All right. So had you seen this movie before this podcast episode?
No.
Right on.
And I did watch the trailer.
And what did you
think? Say one thing? Matt, the mailman, is a clumsy ass mailman. Entire trailer.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
him carrying 47 packages as he walks through the neighborhood, tripping over everything in people's lawns.
Yeah, he's like those infomercials from the 90s. Like the people, they're like dropping Tupperware bins. Like, how do you survive without?
I feel like he's the reason stamps.com was invented. Do you have trouble making it to your mailbox?
It's because of Matt.
Going to the post office a challenge? Is Matt your mailman?
More mailman.
Subscribe to stampsonly.com.
I have so many things to say about Matt. Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you. I had seen this movie before, and that's why I suggested it, because this is the best, worst Christmas movie I have ever seen.
Why do small children in movies become the best matchmakers ever? Like children under the age of 8 apparently are the world's best matchmakers.
Right? Yeah, this movie is terrible and amazing at the same time. It's so good. It's so good.
You want to hear what I did? You're gonna love.
I don't. Anyways, so
yes, you do.
I have a feeling you're going to tell me anyways. Go ahead.
Am. So I just typed in Google Christmas Mail full-length movie, and a link came up, and I clicked on it, and it was YouTube. It took me about a minute to realize it was in German.
That's funny. That's funny.
And you would have thought it would have been like a great movie, but it's still the whole time. And the only reason I really noticed was because they sounded really angry.
Yeah, like, Eins, Weins. What did he say there? Merry Christmas.
Jesus loves you.
Yeah, Jesus loves you. Jesus is the reason for the season.
Right.
Okay, so I pretty much have something to say about every aspect of this movie. So, so buckle up, Buttercup.
I'm in. Let's go.
Okay, so so it's very obvious that this movie was was made for TV. It's a made for
And in the
TV
early
movie.
2000s.
Yeah, but it's still crazy. It's still crazy, even though it's made for TV. It's so crazy.
So bananas.
Okay, so it starts off. Okay, so the very first scene, the redheaded girl. What was her name? Emily.
Yeah, the little girl,
Yeah,
Piper
Emily.
Mackenzie, is
She's
Emily.
yeah, she's able to write out her full address, but the very first kid on screen just writes Timmy House in the opening credits, and I'm all like, "What?"
I preferred the kid that pulled out letter. Like as Matt was trying to walk away, he kept pulling out new letters
Oh
and
yeah,
waving them in the air. I
yeah.
was like, you fucking dick. Just give him all the fucking letters.
Right. Yeah. And I love how that woman's all, he's like, no letters for Santa. And she's like, we tweeted him. And I'm like, can you tweet Santa now? Like,
I don't know. But can
I
I
have
just
no
say
idea.
I want to be the person that answers kids' letters to Santa Claus? I didn't. Is that a real job at the
Well,
postal
after this
service?
movie, I do. Although you might get a boss that attacks you privately, though.
I just go, is that a real job? Because if so, I would be excellent.
Right on. So as you said before, his hands got full real quick and everything. Like it was like the first house he had like yeah, the first house he had like 40 packages and he was walking on foot. And I'm like, what? Those are even my mailman has a van.
Do that, but they're usually in like uppity, ritzy, small communities.
Well, my mailman like walks down the block, but he at least has a
But he still
van.
has a van.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
But
mine never gets out of his car, out of his little van. He
right on.
just drives up and flips the thing, puts
Yeah,
stuff
he just
in, and
throws your
drives away.
packages in the
Right.
yard. He's like,
He chucks them up. If
yeah,
they hit the
fuck
porch,
you.
he's like, ooh, score.
So, but I love how Matt tries not to trip on that hose that he's. I'm like, what is there every obstacle possible in the way? And then
Everything is in this poor guy's way.
yeah, and then the dog takes that like letter or whatever that he's got and everything, and I'm all like, and then
he's like, oh.
yeah, and then of course he takes it to Christy when it's little meet cute. I was like, oh, look at you two all getting. I was like, I think sparks have already started to fly.
Let's be honest. This is no holiday with Kate Winslet and Jack Black. This is not a meet cute. They tried to make it a meet cute, but it's not.
Right. So hold on, I'm just reading my
Yeah.
okay. So his boss, he's all like, so Slacky, and I'm like, is Slacky really he calls him Slacky, right?
Yes.
And I'm all like, is that really like a good like diss? Like, hey, Slacky.
And I really want to say, hey, Richard, have you made good choices in your life on roles in movies that this is where you're gonna go?
Yeah. And so then the boss dude, I don't remember what his name was. He's
Richard.
like, yeah, after he's done, being a dick, he goes over and he finds the woman, which ends up being Christy.
Yep.
And she's writing letters with a quill, for instance.
It's amazing how she shows up in like a skirt with suspenders, all looking like Santa's little helper.
Yeah, right. She's writing with a quill these letters, and I love how the first one that she finishes it says, "You're a good boy, love Santa." I was like, that looks weird. Anyways, but okay, at this point in time, what did you think about Christy?
Okay, so I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this. We did not do Santa in our house. It just wasn't a thing.
Right on.
So this intrigued me, the whole writing letters to Santa, because even as a kid, I didn't write letters to Santa. Did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
You did?
Yes, I was a child. I had an
Did our
imagination.
parents mail them?
From what I remember, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. See,
I remember
we
getting a letter back.
Household, but we lived completely different lives. Like crazy. Like
I obviously lived the better one.
Apparently, I don't remember. I did not write letters to Santa. Did you get responses?
Yes, I got a letter back. Yes.
Don wrote responses.
Oh no, I think our parents sent it to one of those things where they would have you send back a response.
Oh, this Christmas when I talk to Jan, I'm going to tell her I'm writing
I do the same thing with
Santa, and I want a fucking response to relive my childhood.
I do the same thing with my kids.
See, Santa wasn't that fascinating to me as a kid. I didn't think it was that great. I didn't remember anything phenomenal about
because
it.
You were a naughty girl. Yeah, you
apparently
were naughty.
So I didn't feel the need to do that to my children. Like, all I remembered being great about Santa is I didn't have to open Santa's presents.
You were so funny. This is like a therapy session for you. Anyways, for me, it's just a good time.
Yeah. And I don't know about other people, but in our house, Santa gifts came pre-assembled and unopened out of the box and everything. Presents from mom and dad were wrapped in everything. That was the only difference between Santa presents and mom and dad.
Hey, listen. Hey, cool.
Apparently, I need therapy. We'll be contacting BetterHelp on Monday.
Right on. Very good. So I love how the boss, the Grinch,
for real.
He didn't get the memo that she was on a special assignment from corporate, which we find out later ends up being the postmaster general, which I want to.
Does the postmaster general have like a real office and wears a suit at the national or the state capitol?
I don't know, but I want to talk about that scene because I have things to say. Like that scene was crazy. Does every state
have a postmaster?
I don't know. I don't know. You're asking. The post office isn't long for this world, in my opinion. So you're asking questions that I don't know the answer to. And we're talking over each other because you don't know how to stop talking.
Because we're not siblings at all. Every sibling in the world understood what we just said.
Anyways, so oh, and I love how the black lady, what was her name, Sally, she's like, Santa needs to get with the 21st century. And I'm like, didn't that Asian lady at the beginning of the movie say they tweeted Santa? So I think he's pretty much up to date. I think he is, if he's getting tweets.
Right.
So okay, so
even Jesus has a Twitter account.
What? I'm gonna be texting him some mean shit later. Anyways, so okay, so it says, Emily's Christmas wish is for Matt to get laid. Pretty much, that's her Christmas wish. And I was like, I like her. A friend. I like her. I like her getting her uncle laid because that's nice. That's nice. She doesn't go about it in the best way possible, which I want to talk about those, but she's trying, which I appreciate.
At least she wrote a letter to Santa rather than, starting a Tinder account for him, because
I don't know, maybe that would have been better. I don't know.
Might have been.
Anyways,
because Christy strikes me as a little crazy.
Oh yeah. So, oh yeah, for sure. Christy's a psycho. I would not have ended with Christy. Like I would have smashed and then ran. Okay. I love how Emily, in the very next scene after that scene, it's dinner time, and she's like, it's Miss Sketty and everything. And then he's like, it's spaghetti. And she's like, yeah, but I call it Miss Sketty because you haven't made it in a while and I miss it. And I was like, is that what you do to food? Like, is it a Miss Burger? Look, a Miss Burger. Like, because I missed it and you haven't made it in a while. Oh, and I wrote this down. Okay. So he calls out to her, right? And he goes, Emily, dinner. And then she comes in there and he just started boiling the water. And then he's like, all right, go wash your hands. Dinner will be ready in 5 minutes. I was like, I don't think you know how long it takes to make spaghetti.
Physics does not work differently on your stove from mine, sir. Yeah, it's 15 minutes to boil the water and then another 10 to cook the noodles.
Yeah, I'm all like, I don't think you know how to cook. Because in 5 minutes, she's going to be like, where's the Mischetti, bitch?
And I go, why would you call her before you're plating that shit?
Exactly.
It's gonna have to cool off. She's a small child.
Yeah.
He's a terrible uncle. Terrible.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I should have said this earlier because I wrote it down before the Muschetti portion, but I love how she wrote the letter to Santa. I'm putting that in quotes. And then Santa wrote her back, and his response was, "Do it yourself, kid." And I was like, yeah, you fucking slacker. Like,
Lazy ass kid, get off your ass and
yeah.
do something.
You want your uncle to get laid, do it yourself. That came off weird. Anyways,
I was
so
gonna say that's inappropriate. Don't do that, Emily. Don't do that.
and I love how the next scene you see Christy crying over a cartoon Christmas movie. I don't know what movie that was, but she was all like and everything, like dabbing and shit. And I'm all like, get over
It was
yourself.
probably Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and just crying at the island of misfit toys.
Oh, maybe. And then Sally comes over and they drink wine out of mugs, which as a wine drinker, that's gross. Okay. Don't
That's
drink
a
wine.
no-no.
Yeah, it's a
I
no.
don't drink wine, and even I know
Yeah.
if you're drinking it out of a mug, you nasty.
Yeah. Yeah. They came out and said that you have to drink it from a glass with a stem. Like that's just how
I have wine tumblers, but I'm smart
you're
enough
gross.
to, if you're gonna drink out of a tumbler though, you pour it in and let it breathe a little.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, but it's still gross. Anyway,
I don't drink wine.
Right on.
The closest I get is the slushy wine.
I wrote down "Woohoo Santa Baby," but I don't know what that means.
It played the song.
Or maybe I said, "Whoa, Santa Baby." I don't remember.
Maybe
it doesn't even matter. Anyways, I was drunk.
I don't care what anyone says, whether I'm drunk or sober, no matter what the song Santa Baby sounds like, I still love it.
Right on. I love how the next day, Sally was all like trying to set him up with Chrissy, but she's like, you need to show her your rock and roll moves. And I was like, what? What does that mean? Your rock and roll moves?
Well, he's a white guy, so there's no moves.
Right. Well, then we find out that he is, because his boss pulls him in and he's all like, are you still raising that orphan? And he's like, my niece. And I was like, yeah, we have an HR problem. You just can't, right? You just can't say that.
Go to HR,
boss. You can't just say, don't you raising that orphan? Like what? Don't be a dick. And then he's all like, I want you to find out who this Santa girl is. And I'm all like, what?
And again, I go, couldn't you just call HR?
Yeah. Because, okay, so this is the thing.
Couldn't you just get her file?
Yeah. Hold on. So, okay. So then I don't know how far along this is. If I skip something and you want to talk about, just tell me. I love how he's in the kitchen and he's playing air guitar, but with a loaf of bread or half a loaf of bread. I was like, what? Why don't you just play air guitar, asshole? And then, so then he gets a call from his old bandmates and they're going on tour and he has to decline that. So he's an ex-guitar player turned mailman with rock and roll moves. And I was like,
and taking care of his niece.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's where he gets his rock and roll moves from. He used to
be
a band. Oh no, I have thoughts about his guitar solo later on. I have thoughts. Okay.
Like it was a high school band member that competed in one battle of the bands and they lost horribly.
Right. Well, I'll just say it now. Later on, they do that special song for Christy, right? Emily and Lindsay. I don't remember her name. I wrote it down. But he's not even moving his fingers on the guitar. He's just holding the guitar and moving his hand, like strumming it. I was like, yay for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Emily sets up a date with the old lady next door because she's doing it herself. I just want to say though, even though it was inappropriate and that lady was old, I would have smashed if I was
that
single.
Old lady was totally into it. He could have totally banged her.
Oh yeah. Same thing with the single parents group. Like
he had a lot of opportunities, and I'm not gonna say anything other than he probably should have taken it because it's probably been a while since he's done it. He probably needed the practice before Christy. He should have just done it.
Yeah. Well, when he went to that single parents group, I was like, is this a reverse gangbang right now? Because that one lady that was leading the group, she was all like, no, don't go. And I was like, oh, she wants it bad. Like, she's all like, when was the last time you had sex? I was like,
I know somebody in college that used to say you should always date a single mom because they put out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But then you might get her pregnant again, and nobody wants that.
No.
Okay. Okay. So the next day he's all like, do you want to go out sometime and get some coffee or something? She's like, I don't drink coffee. And I was like, can't trust her. She doesn't drink coffee.
She
Anybody that
doesn't
drinks
drink
coffee.
coffee.
Yeah. I don't like
She's a
her.
serial
Yep. You
killer.
can't trust her if she doesn't drink coffee.
Run
Yeah.
now. She's an alien, a serial killer, or a meth addict. One of the two. Those are the
Yeah.
only people that don't drink coffee.
Yeah. And then he gets pulled into the boss's office, right? And then he's scolded for not getting dirt on Christy. And I'm all like, and then is that the time when he pulls out the recorder? Hold on, I wrote it down somewhere. Well, I don't know why I'm holding my hand up like this.
You are totally holding
Okay.
your hand up like you just found the recorder.
Let
me play it for you.
Yeah, I didn't write it down right here, but he gets scolded for not finding anything out, and I'm all like, dude, you're really worried about nothing. Really,
I
really.
really want to say to Richard, look, Richard, we need to sidebar here. Matt is not going to help you out because he's trying to get in Christy's pants, and helping you will derail that.
Right.
And why is Richard so hell-bent on finding dirt on the lady who all she's doing is writing letters to kids?
I wrote it down somewhere in here. I'm trying to find
I
it.
feel like someone touched him in the wrong spot at Christmas.
Well, I just want to say his boss is angry that she's writing letters and then kids are responding, so then she has to write letters back. I think she's just creating more business, aka keeping you in
Right,
business.
because they have to put stamps on
Right.
them, and fucking mail's expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all like, I don't see how this is a bad thing. Like, that's my thing.
Even forever stamps are now at like what, 45 cents?
Yeah.
So I go, why is what she's doing bad? Even in when this movie came out, like 2012 or something, stamps had to be at least 40 cents. They're just generating revenue. They're paying his
exactly.
pension. Richard should be excited.
Yeah, that's why I'm all like, why is Richard upset about this?
I think Richard is just angry about other shit in life.
Oh yeah, he needs to get laid. He needs to bang those old ladies.
Emily needs to find him a date with the old neighbor.
Absolutely. Okay. So he calls Heather to deal with Emily's questions about her theological questions about like death and shit. And I'm all like, oh, kid, I'm not drunk enough for this shit. So, okay. Oh, and then, okay. So I don't understand his relationship with Heather 100%. Like, did they used to fuck or what?
I feel like they might have been those friends in high school or post high school that were like just friends, but had feelings for each other. But the other one had a partner, like she had a boyfriend at the time. Now she doesn't, and she's into him, but he's already past that, and she's in the friend zone.
Right on. Okay, so then she's like, fine, I'll catch a flight out. And I'm all like, isn't this like 2 days before Christmas? That flight is like $1 million.
You know what? Maybe she needs the miles to up her status for the upcoming year.
That's like so much money. Like I was all like I couldn't even figure it out. I was like, what is it? Like 2 days before Christmas? She's getting a flight right then and there. I was like, it's gonna cost her a minimum.
At least $1,000.
That's what I said. At least $1,000. I was like, who's got that kind of money? Not a band member. Which, by the way, what was up with their singing? Like they were just like ha and everything, like la 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 la. And I was like, this is bad. They're all. Does the drummer need to sing? Like, does the like
no? Does Tommy Lee sing?
Right.
When we watched The Dirt, did he sing?
I mean, I don't remember him singing.
He got turned upside down in a cage. No singing. Drummers don't sing.
Right on. Okay, so he pulls him into the boss. Okay, I wrote it down now. He pulls him into the office and he's like, I want you to wear this recorder, this 1999 recorder, and record everything she says. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, oh, you got feelings for, and he's like, I do not have feelings for Christy North. And then he records it and never uses it. We never see it again. I was like, why did you record it then? He doesn't take the recorder. He doesn't record her. You don't use that recording against him later. What's the point?
I say that about 90% of this movie. So
So later on, like after that, he invites her to, okay, so they have a picnic, but in her office with Chinese food
At Christmas,
at Christmas, which
which
go ahead.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
because we don't do church. So I don't know
I
about you.
wish we did.
Side note, we're going to go on a side note
Yes,
tangent
I
here.
know. Personal stuff.
Okay.
Mm.
So I am one of those people, and my family believes it the same way. You do turkey and all the fixins at Thanksgiving.
Right.
You should not do the same things at Christmas. So we are the weirdos that, like last Christmas, we literally found a Chinese place open on Christmas Day and did Chinese. And the year before that, we found a pizza place that was open and we did pizza. We found a place that we ordered online, lobster the year before that. We do different things. We do not do because Christmas and Thanksgiving are too close together. That's too much turkey and ham. Too much.
Yeah, I wish that my family would let me do that because I'm not a huge turkey person, and I wish for Christmas they would just let us do like Chinese or pizza.
You should just come spend Christmas at my house, and I'll be like, "What do
We
you
will
want
one
this
year.
Christmas?" And you'll be like, "I just want a corn dog," and I'll be like, "Corn dogs."
No,
it
I'm
is.
saying lobster. You're buying lobster, fucker.
There's a place that delivers live lobsters. You put them in the boiling water, and they're all like.
I don't know what kind of money you have. I don't have money for lobster, but hey, I'll take yours.
All right, we'll do a little surf and turf.
Yeah, a little surf and turf. Okay. Okay, so then they end up meeting. They're gonna meet Christy. Christy and them are gonna meet oh, what's her name? Heather and
Yes.
Emily at the park, right? To continue their Chinese picnic. But he's all like, I'll meet there in an hour. And I'm all like, you want to just leave the Chinese food for an hour in the little bucket and not refrigerated?
And have you ever had a picnic with Chinese food?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't think you guys thought this thing out. Anyways, so they go to the park and they do the makeover. They makeover montage, which is just her letting her hair down and taking off her glasses.
It's the up in the thing and the
yeah, and then she's like, "You look like such a different person." I'm like, "Does she though?" I'm like, "I don't see it. I see the same person." So she's in the park, right? And she has a bird like fly to her, and then she talks to it like a fucking weirdo, right? And I love how Emily is like, you talk to birds? That's so neat. And I was like, yeah, that's
I really want to do the do you see the bird?
Right?
Does anyone else see it? Because she might have a mental illness. She might be schizophrenic.
I just feel like that's so normal and not weird at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
So then she like sees Emily and Heather. Oh, because Emily forgets her gloves. Oh, yeah. And she sees them get like hug or whatever because they're all wearing like okay, where does this movie take place in? Because it looks very sunny, non-snowy, and they're all wearing Christmas attire, like heavy coats and scarves and gloves.
I feel like they have to be in a Florida or LA because I've been to both. I've been to Florida at Thanksgiving, and everyone's in like hoodies, and I'm in shorts and a tank top, and I'm like, why is everyone in hoodies?
Right.
And my friend from high school, Rachel, lives there, and she's like, it's chilly here, and I'm like, it's 78 degrees. Oh, it's chilly. I've been in LA the day after Christmas in Orange County, and it's the same thing. We were walking on the beach, and people were in fucking parkas. Parkas!
Right on.
What is wrong with people? Get your body temperature regulated, dumbass.
Right. I love it. So so then she sees it and she thinks he's married for some reason, and then she's at her house and she's like, I should have asked him if he was married, right? And she's like, oh, I'm talking to my dog. And I'm like, bitch, you were just talking to a bird. Why is this weird that you're talking to your dog? I'm like,
I'm not gonna lie, the dog seems more normal than the bird.
Right, exactly. I'm like, you're fucking Dr. Doolittle over here as far as I'm concerned. So oh, and then I love how he comes like he's talking to her and he's all like he's like I'm sorry that you had to find out that way. Emily, you know, was writing letters to Santa or some crap like that. And she's like, oh, Emily. And I'm like, you didn't put two and two together, bitch, that they both have the same last name and maybe the same address.
Okay, Emily's a common name. Granted, the address is probably the same. So zip
Yeah.
that, ignore,
And the
rewind,
last
start
name,
over.
though?
That's why I said ignore, rewind, start over.
Okay. But they end up like I don't know, getting back together. And then they go to their house and Heather cannot make Christmas cookies or whatever. And then comes my favorite part of the movie when they have a sprinkle fight. And I'm all like, what? What's going on here? Sprinkle fight.
Because you've had so many of those, because that shit won't make a mess at
all, right? Okay.
That's something I would love to have to clean up later.
Right. And then they're sitting at that little table and she's like, isn't this just so comfy and cozy or whatever? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? You're sitting at a Hobbit table. It's not comfy. And then she calls it Miss Sketty. And I was like, ooh, call back. Look at you. And then
because you love sitting at tables with your children and your back and your legs are your knees are up to your chin and your back is hunched over like you're the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's amazing.
Yeah, and your foot's falling asleep and you're like, oh, I just want to stand up. Okay. So then they have their performance, which sucked. And then Matt does his epic solo, which like I said before. Before that, when they're at the
solo.
Yeah, his epic solo. Okay, all right, hold on. Speaking of epic solos, I wrote this down. He won the epic solo award 4 years in a row at the Starlight Lounge. And I was like, I was like, oh, fuck me. I didn't realize we were dealing with an award winner here with Matt.
I really want to go. I need to go to the Starlight Lounge because apparently I can win some shit there.
So after he does his epic solo, him and Christy they're ready to fuck. Like they give each other the look, like I'm ready to fuck. Look, and so they do, or at least I think they did. Did you think they fucked or they just kissed?
For sure.
Yeah, see, I thought they did. I thought he took her to Pound Town so hard. Because the next day,
much, and the whole time he's going, Merry Christmas.
Exactly. I wonder if he did that in bed. Yeah, because he's walking through like work, all like, hey,
what up?
Yeah, look at you.
I got laid. How about you?
Yeah. So then the boss yells at him for I didn't get his reasoning. He's like, so 40% of these letters are not open. I was like, I'm not getting your math. I'm not good with numbers anyways, but I was like, and I just go back to you're mad because she's writing letters back to kids, so they're writing letters back to you. And I was like, they're creating more business for you. I don't understand it.
He's
so
just
then
a tool.
Okay, so then I love Sally's letter to the Postmaster General, where she's all like, Dear Postmaster General, I know you sent Christy here on special assignment, and she's really turned things around here at the post office here and everything. And I'm all like, it's so serious and so ridiculous at the same time.
Can we just start with why did he send one person to that specific post office, considering the fact that there are hundreds of thousands post office across the country, but the Postmaster General sends Christy to this one specific post office.
Right. And then, of course, Richard gets fired for not liking Christmas because, that's a federal offense.
I'm pretty sure that's a wrong for termination lawsuit right there. Maybe he's not a Christian.
Right. And then Matt gets the boss's job, but he goes on tour like right after
the band's that good.
Yeah, exactly. He goes on tour, but
it's his solo that sold it.
Yeah. And I love this part too, when they do the chase scene in the postal service van, which I just want to say, you can clearly tell that a man is driving that postal van and with a hat on, and we're supposed to pretend it's a black woman, a sassy black woman, and I'm all like, no.
It's a stunt man, and he's white.
And I'm just like, why didn't they just call Matt's cell phone? We've seen him use it in this movie. Why didn't you just call his cell phone? Where are you?
Okay, you're making sense. Take a drink.
I know, right? Making sense. Making sense. So, okay. So then they finally, which it goes from day to night real fucking quick too. So they find Matt and they pull him over and everything. And Heather's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "Who else could it be, bitch?" Anyways, so she gets out, they kiss and everything, and they come together. And then she gets a
That's
call.
what she said.
Yeah. That is. And then I banged her.
Why? You just came together. You banged her again for an encore?
You know how it is. Yeah, double time. And then Chrissy gets a call from her dad, and she's like, "I'm not gonna come home today this year for Christmas, Dad." And then you hear a ho 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 ho, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" So she's the daughter of Santa, which the whole time I thought she was an elf. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought she was an elf too.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I thought the postmaster general was Santa, and that's why he sent her out. Like he sent a whole bunch of elves out.
Yeah, see, that makes more sense than this.
All right, I'm gonna drink because I'm making sense.
Yeah, and did you did you stick around for the post credit scenes where they had the worst Photoshop ever? I was like, it's freaking awful, freaking awful.
I'm pretty sure that Emily did this in her spare time.
Right. All right, Vetta. Is there anything else you want to say about this movie?
It was silly. That's all I'm gonna say. It was so silly.
It was silly, but it was super fun.
Super fun, but silly.
Would you recommend this movie?
Again, I go, if you're into Hallmark movies, you know what you're getting yourself into, so this is your jam. If you're looking for a good Christmas movie to watch, find something else.
I agree. But I did love how everyone was trying to get Matt laid in this entire movie.
So many people were trying to get him some.
Right on. All right. So we'll move on to our next portion of this podcast, and that is our question section. So what is your question for this movie?
So my question is, what is your favorite movie with a Christmas wish, miracle, regular wish, something like that?
Okay, that's not what you put to me. Okay, so
what did I put to you?
You just said my favorite Christmas wish.
Oh, okay, that works too.
And
it's been a while since I sent that. I've had drinks.
Listen, I can't remember. I wasn't thinking right, and I didn't. All I wrote down was I just love when that little girl in It's a Perfect Life or whatever it's called, where she goes, "Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings." That's the only thing I could think of, like a big idiot. So I'm just gonna go with that. Angels getting their wings.
Nice.
It's not nice. It's stupid, but whatever. What's your answer?
Oh, my answer is super stupid, but my kids absolutely love this movie, and it is funny in a cheesy teenager corny way, and it's Disney's movie called 16 Wishes.
Okay.
And it's where Debbie Ryan is in it, and she gets 16 candles that represent a wish each, and every one she lights the candle and makes a wish, and she learns that, you know, the whole, the life I have is amazing, blah blah blah, I don't want to be 30 years old, whatever. But it's just super funny because her fairy quote godmother is the chick that comes to her house to get the wasp nest out of the attic on her birthday, and legitimately gives her a box of 16 candles.
Right on. It sounds like a movie that we would review.
Right. I will save that. Maybe we should
don't save it. It's fine. I'm good.
Maybe one of my themes will be movies with 16th birthdays.
Yay, my favorite. Okay, so my question for you is, what is your favorite movie with Santa's kid or kids?
Okay, so technically he's not Santa's kid. He's one of Santa's elf's kid, which is Will Ferrell in Elf.
So you didn't do this question correctly. That's fine. It's fine. I love Elf. Elf is such a good movie.
Getty? I love when he's having the Mischetti.
The Mischetti.
With the syrup on it the whole time. I'm
Yes.
like, oh, you've got type 2 diabetes now.
Right. Right on. Well, my answer for this is my answer
Yeah.
is Arthur Christmas. It's an animated movie. I love this movie. It's so cute. I just love it. Although Christmas Mail might take the cake with this one. I don't know. We'll see later on in the future. Because
If
Christy
he
Claus.
answers Christmas mail to any of our future Christmas answers, you know that tops his Christmas
Yes.
movies.
Yes. So yeah, Christy Claus. I don't know how anybody could top Christy Claus. She's great. So, all right. Well, we're just going to wrap this sucker up. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere where you get your podcasts, please leave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it, and you have no idea how much it helps us out. We'll also be posting the video version of this for our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there and subscribe. You can get us there at BS Drunk Movie Reviews, and don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye.